Martha project. Today we're going to be demonstrating pie crusts. There's a couple of different recipes you can use from Martha's website, so we're going to talk about a couple of different ones as we're making it.
Right, first we're going to start with the Pate Brise. Sounds very fancy.
Something.
But this pie crust is used for sweeter pies. Because there's no sugar in the pie crust, which normally you have a little bit. So we are going to be making a pecan pie later, and so this is what the pie crust we're going to use for this one. There's also just a flaky pie dough, and that one does call for a little bit of sugar for just your standard pies like a pumpkin pie or chocolate pie.
The recipes are super similar.
Yes, they are.
By about a quarter of a cup of flour and a tablespoon or two of sugar or something like that.
Right.
So super similar. So and we're going to demonstrate one today, but it's going to be the same for either type of pie you're making or pie.
So this is the Pate Brise, and we are going to start with 2 3/4 cups of flour, and then we added 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt.
Of salt, yep. So that's already in here, mixed. Super easy, right?
Now we're going to go with the butter. We need 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of cold unsalted butter.
Cold unsalted. So this I've already chopped up into tablespoons, so I can just dump it in. Now, Martha also says you can use your food processor for this, which is super easy.
A lot easier.
A lot easier. A KitchenAid, which I have, and Ann has also, very easy. So here I've added 1/2 cup for 1 stick of butter. And I'm going to start using my pastry knife here and just cutting the butter into the flour. But then, like we said, it was going to be a lot easier in a mixer. We've already made this today. I think it's pretty tricky.
Yes.
It's a lot of arm strength.
It does. I wonder who came up with this.
Yeah.
But this is what they used before.
The old chefs had to do everything by hand.
Yes, and actually I just bought this pastry knife. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
And it's already bent up because it's a lot of work.
It's already bent. It totally is. I was like, did she just buy this? Because it was bent.
Yeah, last night.
Where did you buy that?
The grocery store. That's
awesome.
That's what I need.
That's what everybody else does, you know, they just buy it at the grocery store.
One tip that Martha Stewart has on her website is that if you have all the ingredients cold, your crust will be flakier. If that's your goal, to have a flaky crust.
I better keep working so it's all cold.
Now I'm going to add 1/2 cup of water. I just took out the ice. It's ice water to make it flakier. I'm just going to pour it in while Corey continues to mix. And it takes a while for it to mix it all together.
By hand.
By hand. Much faster.
Take one time by hand. After your dough is all mixed, you're going to divide it in half and put it in the refrigerator for 1 hour. We've placed it in saran wrap just like this into flat discs. So now that it's ready, we can just roll it out and put it into our pie pan. Okay, now that our dough has been refrigerated for 1 hour, we're going to get it out and place it on a lightly floured surface. And then go ahead and put a little bit more flour on top too. We don't want it to be too dry though. Just enough so we can roll it out. We have a fabulous marble rolling pin that Ann has, which is really great.
I love it.
It's perfect because it's heavy. I really like it. I only have a wooden one at home. Then we're going to go ahead and roll it out till it's pretty thin. The best thing to do is roll in all directions here. Don't mind me as I'm using my muscles.
No, good job. I let you do all the hard work.
I know. I really do all the hard work, actually.
Maybe I should move out of the way. Just hogging the whole counter. Just kidding. We got some glass pie dishes this time.
I like glass better because like for apple pie, I don't really like it in metal pans.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
I didn't know there was a difference.
Just like tastes kind of tangy and weird, like tin
Really?
foilish in metal pans to me. That's just me personally though.
Yes.
So I'm gonna roll it out till I think I can get the whole entire pie pan directly in the middle here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my dish and place it upside down here just to make sure it's gonna fit. And it does perfectly. Go ahead and get my dough up here. And the crust goes right over, like this. I'm gonna press it down to the bottom to make sure that the sides are all filled out perfectly.
Does it matter how thick it is?
You know, not really. I mean, obviously a thicker crust, you know, if you like that type of crust, like a little bit thicker, but typically it's a 1/4 inch, that's what everybody says. Great.
And should I cut along the edges?
Okay, go ahead and take our little knife.
Very nice.
Cut right along the outside. They also at certain stores, probably like Bed Bath & Beyond and things like that, are going to have wonderful little tools that you can use for this part of the project, but we're just going to use a knife. All right, now that the edges are all cut, we can go ahead and score the sides with our fork. Just a nice little detail. All right, and here's the pie crust.